This is a review for Razer Huntsman Tournament Edition gaming keyboard. This keyboard is using Razer's own linear optical switch. Peeling the tapes off and sliding it out, we are greeted with Razer's signature cardboard package. Opening the box, we have the usual paper package on the top. We have a transparent info card from Razer, a quick start guide that doesn't really say anything, and this shiny sticker set. Inside the box, we have a detachable USB cable and the keyboard. There's no other accessories. Taking a closer look at the USB cable, it is braided and using Razer's special cord organizer. It is USB-A to USB-C and has Razer labeled on both ends. Taking the keyboard out of the plastic bag, it is just very normal looking on the front. The letter Razer is printed above the arrow keys, and there's no other indicator lights. From the side of the keyboard, we can see this black bevel on the thin aluminum base that is very smooth and clean. The keyboard is slanted down slightly when laying flat on the table, and it's using OEM profile keycaps. Flipping to the back of the keyboard, we have 4 rubber pads on each corner, and 2 adjustable feet on the top that has 2 levels of angle adjustments. On the right, we have a slot for the USB-C port that everything just fits in so perfectly. I really like how Razer designed this, that the cable just looks like it is part of the keyboard. Note that the cable is exiting from the left when we flip the keyboard back to the front. Plug the keyboard in and holding the F1 key, it will turn on the keys that matter. On the F1 row, we have the volume control and the media keys. F9 is the macro record key. I'm not a macro user, but it's here if you need it. You will need to install Razer Synapse for this feature to work. F10 is the gaming mode toggle. Turning it on will disable the Windows key, and according to the manual, it will also maximize the effect of anti-ghosting. F11 and 12 let us adjust the brightness of the keyboard. It has 18 levels of brightness here. Originally, I thought this is a really dim keyboard, but as we can see the key without the keycap, the LED is extremely bright. Razer claimed that the keycap is double shot PPT, but the letters are just so thin that the lights can barely pass through. So I thought to try HyperX putting keycap on this. I have the keyboard set to maximum brightness right now, and this is what it looks like with the pudding keycaps. Trying this out with the lights turned off. This is again max brightness with the original keycaps, and dark mode with the pudding. There is one problem though. The stabilizers are not the standard ones and they're just holes when we take them out. It's a bit wobbly for the longer keys since they just don't have the support from the sides. You can mix it with the original and I think it still looks better than before. But really, Razer should have just included their Phantom keycaps with this one for the price tag. Anyways, FM plus pause doesn't make Mac go to sleep in case you were wondering. And I can't get FM plus menu to cycle the profile on board without the software, even though the manual said you can. There are some default lighting effects on board without the software. Pressing FM plus control plus a number between 1 to 7 will give you different lighting styles. I didn't see this in the documentation, but I'll quickly cycle through so you can see the options here. With that, let's do a 30-second type test to get a feel of the sound, and we'll move on to talk about the touch and feel. The keyboard is using Razer's proprietary linear optical switches. It does feel really fast and responsive from my experience. Quoting from the website, the switches are 1.0mm optical actuation that registers at the speed of light. Which I can agree more or less. It's very sensitive. I can see it very beneficial for gaming, but not so much for typists due to the sensitive touch. So the MSRP of this keyboard is about $150 Canadian. And I got it for about $110 from Amazon during a limited time deal. For a keyboard that costs $100 and more, I'm just gonna be very nitpicking. To start off, I just want to talk about the macro label. It is just not printed on the same level as other Function Legend. For the price that they're asking here, This is just not forgivable if they can't do basic things like aligning the legends. Aside from being super dim with the keycaps, we can also see some color bleeds on a few keys. Razer is using premium material for the keycaps, but maybe cheap production that makes the board feel really cheap. Moving on, the keycaps are just very wobbly when I type. Instead of going straight down when pressing a key, it's very subtle but I can feel my finger jiggling down. And to demonstrate it more, you can hear it rattle when I pick it up and shake. And for those that say it does not attract fingerprint, well, the grease is definitely there. Last and the most annoying of all, we have this high frequency noise when the backlight is turned on to max. I can't quite capture it through my microphone, but it will be less audible as you dim the keyboard. I kinda understand why they didn't want to make their names obvious on this keyboard now. Overall, I don't recommend this keyboard. The optical switch feels really nice and I like the design on the back, but the overall build just feels too cheap for the price it's asking. I would recommend HyperX Origins for better key press comfort. Or if you really want optical switches, I would much prefer Rollcap Vulcan TKO Pro. It goes on sale from time to time. Anyways, this is quite a disappointing keyboard from Razer and I think you can safely make a pass on this one.